All right, this of course is the beach job, and you know we ran into a complication, as most of the times on heavy equipment things have a tendency to wear out, which is normal. And today's job is to remove that dampener that you see the screwdriver stuck into. And inside that dampener has 4 rubber bushings like this, and the bolt that you see at the top that's pointing outwards is the second bolt I have taken off the dampener. And you need to remove the dampener in order to remove this pump that the lines are going into, so that you can replace the belts that, as you can see over here, have shredded due to the fact that they are at least 2,000 to 3,000 hours and 4 or 5 years on the machine, which is a long time. Typically I would do this job in my shop. However, I didn't realize that the belts were going to go, because they seemed okay 4 days ago. So we needed to remove the alternator that you see hanging on a rope. These are some of the tools necessary to do the job. Some cleaning materials. We have a hydraulic leak there. I have another hose for that. And this is once again the pump that needs to be moved backwards towards the right. And these are the bolts right here where my finger is. And this is what's left of the belt, one of the belts. And this other belt is pretty much shot as well. What happened is they probably stretched out to the maximum size, and I hit a bump, and this hydraulic pump bounced up and it came off. That's what happened the last time, if I remember correctly. And in order to get the belt off, you also have to take the fan shrouding off, and several other brackets that some I custom made and some Caterpillar made. And when we get this done, by moving it to the next rotation counterclockwise, I'll take the next bolt off, and then I will take that whole housing and move it forward. Once I remove this bolt from this side and its counterpart on the other side under that hose, I will move the pump forward, put the new belts in place through this access that I'm going to have where the screwdriver is, put them around the fan. They have to go around and over the top of the fan, and then through this access that you see next to the pulley and between the dampener. And that is today's job. And when I'm done, I go back to making beaches. This is part of owning heavy equipment. It is nothing new. The machine couldn't have broken down in a nicer place. I have plenty of room. The customer is a nice customer, and he understands its maintenance, so we're all good to go. Michael Fazio, September 11th. September 11th. I was 3 miles from here, 6 miles from here, 3 miles from here on September 11th, 2001, 11 years ago. And I had a dream that morning that something terrible was going to happen to police, and a bank was going to burn. Now that's the truth. The dream was so powerful that I went back into the house after I left for work, and I just so happened to have the shirt on, or one of the shirts that I wore for that company. I worked for Windy Day Plumbing. That's right. This company right here. This company right here I was working for that company at the Whistle Stop Bar and Grill. But prior to leaving the house, I went back into the house to write my dream down. And 2 hours later, 9/11 occurred. Well, 3 hours later, because 2 hours after I started working. That was an amazing day. And this is Michael Fazio, building beaches and reminiscing on September 11, 2001. And my premonition, which of course came true.